You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Welcome to this edition of Your High School Sports Special Edition. It's state basketball time in Tennessee. We're going to talk about the boys, and we're going to talk about and give congratulations to those girls that went down there for this week. Guys, my question of the week, I always have a good one. Who was or who is the most famous sports person you've ever met?
Well,
You want to flip a coin?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Well, when I was working in a restaurant one time up in Sevierville, Tennessee, and I was having a normal day, and I seen a gentleman and his wife or girlfriend at the time walk in and go sit down at one of the tables, and I kind of peeked around the corner to see who it was. And, of course, it's always a Tennessee person for me most of the time. But it ended up being Bruce Pearl, which is still one of my favorite coaches, even though some things happened that were unfortunate. But the long story short, he ate his meal. I was able to talk to him a little bit. He was cordial, nice, very well spoken. He even walked me out from the restaurant out to the porch and talked Tennessee basketball, Tennessee sports, and even told me that one day he hopes that he could come back to Tennessee if everything worked out in that way. So it was really cool, and it was cool to meet him. He took pictures with us. Another person that worked there was a big fan too. Took a picture on the porch. Didn't rush. And it was just so cool to meet somebody like that and have that kind of interaction with somebody that you might not always get to meet. And it was great to see that, and I really appreciated seeing Bruce and being able to speak with him for a few minutes. And that was my highlight there for a long time. And I actually have his picture in my office today.
Oh, all right. Mr. Reddick, I know you got a good one.
I've been blessed to meet a lot of people and actually interview a lot of athletes during the day. Never had a chance to meet Mr. Michael Jordan. Would love to meet him.
That'd been a good one.
Yeah, that'd be real good. But I guess one of the stories that may stand out when I met someone or interviewed was Mr. Julius Peppers. At the time, they had just come off a difficult loss from the Super Bowl when they played for the Carolina Panthers. So going into summer camp for the next year, I got a chance to interview Mr. Julius Peppers. Huge guy. This guy is a specimen. I would hate, and I'm a running back, I would hate to run into this guy. Whoa. But what was interesting about Mr. Peppers, and Mr. Peppers, please forgive me for this. There was no harm intended on this. But after the interview, I had a show that I had produced on another channel, and I did a little fun game, which I can't even remember the little game I played, but you had to, it was like this or that. You had to, I'd flash out some questions. You had to answer them real quick within 39 seconds, which gives a hint on the channel I worked on. Yeah. But anyway, so we played the little game, and it was cute and fun. What's your favorite this, that, and he'd say something, And the last thing I mentioned was, so this year, Super Bowl champs or Super Bowl chumps? And he's like, Super Bowl champs. And I said,
Okay.
All right. So anyway, the interview's over, done, shake his hand, cool, everything was cool. And a little bit later, one of his guys come up, I guess one of his PR guys, he said, sir. He said, come here. And what's funny is a guy I used to work with, I actually ran into him, that I used to work with at another channel. He worked for Fox Sports. And he saw what was happening, and he horse laughed, because what happened was the guy comes up, he said, sir. He said, that interview you just did, that little game, whatever, he said, that last question, he said, Mr. Peppers didn't like that. He didn't like that. So, don't ever do anything like that again. And I was just kind of like, what did I do? I was like, this man could crush me. I would never do anything to harm Mr. Julius Peppers. But my buddy Sean Pagano, he was just horse laughing, man, because it made me feel that big. And I was just like, did I intimidate Mr. Peppers? But no harm done, Mr. Peppers. I just wanted to have a little fun with the show. So that was
very good, very good. Two good ones, Bruce Pearl and Mr. Julius Peppers. Mine kind of a little bit different. I've had a chance, like Chris says, he's worked in the industry for a while. I have too, in a lot of different sports, and I had a chance to meet quite a few people. And I was telling guys off camera, I met one guy, and it was a great experience from when I met him because I'd always wanted to meet this guy, and I saw him play. You see old clips of people, and I got to meet Jim Brown.
Ooh, legend, yes.
Legend Jim Brown, and the thing about it was when I met him, he had just flew in from Miami because he was in the process of filming the movie Any Given Sunday. And just nice as he can be, we talked. It wasn't a thing. I was telling you guys, if you are a fan and you meet somebody, don't act like a fan. Don't go up to him and just, I gotta. But we talked. He was, he's asking. He was asking me, what I was doing, and I was actually working for a NASCAR Busch team then. That's when it was Infinity now. But we were in Dallas, in Texas, and he was actually with another gentleman by the name of Willie Lanier. Got to meet Willie Lanier, All-Pro linebacker for Kansas City. So those are my tops, but there's a lot more. One day maybe we'll post them on the web so you can go there and look and see who we met. My favorite, that wasn't my favorite. My favorite person, and we'll end with this, was Mr. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Yeah. Great guy. Had a chance to meet him on several different occasions, but a one-of-a-kind person. If he liked you, he liked you. If he didn't like you, he didn't like you. And you drivers out there that he didn't like. But a great segment, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about basketball. We're going to talk about state boys basketball. We're going to have Mr. Bart Lyons will be with us, and we're going to talk about it and discuss it. Get ready, because when we come back on Your High School Sports, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda of Greenville, we'll talk about basketball. We'll be right back.
And somebody answer that phone.
I never thought I'd get into the car business or work with my dad, but some things you just shouldn't pass up, like our Carefree car deal with upfront pricing below the factory invoice and our lifetime powertrain warranty. You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff, always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. I'm Roddy Woods, along with Mr. Chris Blevins and Mr. Chris Reddick. We're getting ready to talk about basketball, guys. It's basketball time in Tennessee. You can't say East Tennessee or West Tennessee because they're getting ready to meet. The boys are getting ready to meet in the state tournament this coming week. So make sure you follow it along. You can follow along on the TSSAA website or just go and try to catch a game. It'll be at the Murphy Center in Murfreesboro. But Chris, around the region, sponsored by Tax Office USA, talk about what you've got on boys basketball.
Well, around the region, guys, we're just going to take a moment and talk regional because there's so much to talk about with state competition coming up in the tournament. But I'm going to start off. We're going to go way east Tennessee. We got Hampton. But, they made the tournament. But I want to talk about, of course, I'm going to be a little biased, talk about the Elizabethton CAK game.
Yes.
So let's set that up. Great atmosphere. A lot of fans was out to support. Like I said, they just had a lot of excitement a few days before that with the girls, were able to win their sub-state or sectional, as they call it. But a lot of excitement in the air. I had my son with me, and I was looking forward to a good game, Elizabethton's been on a high. They were in a situation to where they really weren't supposed to be here. Lost in district play, but climbed their way up and had some nice upsets to get to even in this position. So I thought with that momentum, it was going to carry on into the state. But let's set it up here. And as you can see, looked like Elizabeth was off to a great start. Familiar face there, Mr. Jalen Smith that we know on the football field. He looked like he was going to be on fire. He scored, I believe, the first 4 points of the game. But what happened is CAK caught fire from the three-point zone. And, man, they were on fire. They had guys like Mr. Solak, He had 5 3-pointers, and then Mr. Smith, he followed up with a couple of threes. So, I mean, they was just bam, bam, hitting them. But the interesting thing is, let's skip on into the fourth quarter. We're down by about 20 points, or close to it. And it looks like we're out of the game, but I believe with about 4 minutes left in the game, something got into us that said, we're not going to give up. Right. Even though I saw a couple people kind of get up and leave. But I was like, I got a feeling something's about to happen here. And believe it or not, even though on the statistics, it looks like Elizabethton was on fire with the threes because they had 11. But it's a little deceiving because when you're down that many points, you got no choice but to just fire them up. So as you can see in the video, we struck fire real quick, but too late. But we brought it within 7, so we actually made it interesting. And then, of course, to keep getting the ball back, we had to keep fouling. And we actually had a point after we got it within 7 to even break that, but I believe there was a turnover call. And from that point on, with just a few seconds left, CAK comes out with the victory. And one interesting thing about CAK, the team had a little fun with that victory. They got a little dabbing going on. I didn't get that on video, but they had a little dabbing and some of the little ceremonial dances they were doing, so I thought it was pretty cool.
That was cool. Awesome.
CAK. Chris, you got a lot more because there's a lot more going on. You know, some local teams are in it, but talk about some of the big matchups that you think will happen. The brackets will be set, but I want you to talk about just like Crockett and Science Hill coming from our area. Hampton, as Chris mentioned. There's a lot of good basketball teams, but you got a team coming out of Memphis East, coached by Penny Hardaway. I know you talked about that last week, but talk a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, we did, and kind of like Chris talked about, we had a great game last week as well. Before we get into the brackets, we had Oak Ridge playing Crockett last week, which came down to a final almost 3.5 buzzer beater shot by Crockett's Patrick Good, which was a step back three, which is a very hard shot to hit at any time, but especially with 3.5 seconds. But they were going up against T. Higgins there at Oak Ridge, and that was a big win for Crockett going into the state tournament here. So, but yeah, as you get into the bracket here, you got Crockett, you got Science Hill, you have Knox Grace, you have Fulton, you have CAK, and then, of course, like you talked about, Roddy, Memphis East, which is coached by Penny Hardaway. And if you've not heard of him, he played for Orlando Magic in the NBA. We've talked about him a few shows back. And his team has came a long way since he took over the head coaching job here. And to get in the state tournament's big. And they, had a great win coming out. I think I can't remember the exact score, but it's basically a blowout there coming into the state finals here. But, we look through the brackets here. There's a lot of good matchups. You can go from Science Hill to Davy Crockett. We have Blackman in here. We have Station Camp, which is some teams you all know about down there. And you go down into Memphis East. You got Cordova. You got Whites Creek, Westview. I mean, there's so many good teams in here, but some of these teams like Crockett that haven't been here in a certain amount of time are teams that are local that we can really watch. And, congratulations to you guys for getting there. And I think it's going to be a great tournament, some really, really high-powered offensive matchups. And then you got some of the guys, which we can't name them all, that played football or into basketball now.
Yes, correct.
So I mean, it's very exciting to see what these matchups will come, and especially playing on there in MTSU on that big court, a big stage, and being a high school basketball player myself. Not going into stories again, but I remember going playing back. When you leave your home gym and you go to these places, it's an experience that you never get back, and it feels so much different, and so much the height of everything goes up. It's not just your normal game anymore.
And that's one of the things about Crockett and Science Hill. I know Crockett has never been, but something like that, you get momentum. It's like you're talking about, with CAK and Elizabeth, you get some momentum in a game when you get down there. You win that first one, those butterflies are gone. Right. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You can play your game.
Well, you see the superstars come out, too. You see all the big-time players come out, and then people that maybe are sitting back and, man, this is your time to shine.
Yes, it
So,
is.
you come out, you get on the court, and special things happen. So, go out and watch, and we'll definitely be keeping up with it and finding out some of these scores and bring them to you on the next coming week's show.
So, guys, make sure, like Chris said, go out, see one of these games. Murfreesboro's a quick little drive from both east and west, so make sure you get down there and see what's going on. When we come back here on Your High School Sports, Bart Lyons is going to join us, and he's going to talk about a couple key games that's got Crockett and Science Hill into the big dance. So make sure you stay right here on Your High School Sports. We're coming right back, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville online at gatewaydeal.com.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Volunteer Chevrolet is your friendly hometown dealership, proudly serving the region for over 20 years. At Volunteer Chevrolet, you'll get great offers on select new vehicles, from Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. So come see the new look at Volunteer Chevrolet and take advantage of their great deals. Volunteer Chevrolet is still easy to find on 400 Winfield Dunn Parkway, Sevierville. Volunteer Chevrolet is a proud sponsor of YourHighSchoolSports.com, Sevier County.
Welcome back to this edition of Your High School Sports. I'm Roddy Woods, and I'm on the line now with Bart Lyons. Bart is our correspondent up in the Tri-Cities area. Bart, it's been a big week for you, especially, Science Hill knocking off Davy Crockett, and your son was one of the key components to that game, hitting the last second shot. Let's talk about that game before we get into anything else.
I'll tell you what, that was a big win for the regional championship there. Played at Morristown East, and both teams battled for the whole time, the whole 32 minutes of play. And you got to salute the Pioneers, and definitely got to give a big high five for them Hilltoppers as well. Back-to-back regional champions for the Hilltoppers.
That speaks volumes of the basketball that's going on up there in the Tri-Cities, because not only are you got both teams going to the state, but this week it's girls' turn, and you got Elizabethton going, you got South Green going. Talk a little bit about those girls a little bit.
I tell you what, those girls are very solid, known from Mountain City to Memphis. When you talk about girls basketball, you got to mention South Green, you got to mention Morristown West. Both of them are coached very well, and they have just a stable of thoroughbreds there playing basketball for the Lady Rebels and the Lady Trojans.
Well, Bart, let's talk about the Sub-State, how they're all getting ready to go to Murfreesboro, and I know you'll be down there next week covering the game. So talk about Sub-State.
Sub-State's results, I'll tell you what, the Pioneers of Davy Crockett, man, went down to Oak Ridge in front of 3,000 screaming Wildcat fans who was waiting to ambush the Pioneers. But I tell you what, you better have a big game plan when you roll in and you're playing against John Good, and you have his son Patrick at the controls. Patrick hit a step-back jumper with 2.7 seconds remaining to win the ball game for the Pioneers. And I tell you what, senior Dustin Day, forward for the Pioneers, he put in 26 himself for the big win for the Pioneers. First time ever in school history going to the state tournament. Great job, Coach John Good and everyone involved down there.
When you're going into a game like that, you go in and you knock off T. Higgins and Oak Ridge at Oak Ridge, that's got to give you a lot of momentum going into state play, doesn't it?
That is dangerous. That is dangerous. I tell you what, they were backed into a corner there taking the big loss from the Hilltoppers in the regional finals, and then having to go in there and face T. Higgins and company and come out there with a big win. Ooh, man, I tell you, that's not easily done. And I think Oak Ridge, you look at them and their tradition of basketball, I think they had went 3 years in a row to state championship since Aaron Green took over controls of the Wildcats.
But you got another team going to state, too, from up that way, right?
I think them Hilltoppers have punched their ticket to go Murfreesboro. We're Murfreesboro bound. Hilltoppers defeated Knoxville Carnes 71-48 at the pit. They're on the campus of Science Hill High School. Oklahoma State football signee Devin Harper, he was a force for the Carnes Beavers. He was a man-child. I tell you what, we did a good job of really facilitating him and not letting him get loose. Senior Peyton Wingate knocked in 23 points. And junior left-hander from Northside Elementary, Nate the Jet Jackson, had 13 for the Hilltoppers as well. That's our first birth since 2012. And I tell you what, you talk about a team effort. On the last 27 buckets of the game, 18 of them were assists. So it was a well-played team ball at the pit.
So you pack your bags and you head off to Murphy Center down in Murfreesboro, and you make sure we get all the news back from you, Bart. So we'll be looking forward to talking to you next week as you prepare to go down to Murfreesboro.
Sounds good, guys. Y'all have a good one. And as always, go Toppers.
Mr. Bart Lyons, our correspondent up in the northeast part of East Tennessee for Your High School Sports. We'll be right back here on this program.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment from sports braces to wheelchairs and a stocked varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
We'll have that at Gateway Ford. Please hold just one moment. Hi, this is Cindy from Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda. You're watching Your High School Sports.
Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health. Our 725 Parkway location offers a full-service pharmacy with a large selection of quality home medical equipment from sports braces to wheelchairs and a stocked varied selection of home care products to assist you daily. Health education classes and a Take Charge Weight program are available. Lee's Total Health Pharmacy. We specialize in your good health.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Gotta get to Gateway.
Get Greene County's only lifetime warranty on these incredible Gateway deals. Late model crossovers like Ford Escapes, GMC Terrains, Jeeps, and Honda CRVs from only $12,900. Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the lifetime warranty. And we forgot something, didn't we?
Yeah, we don't want to forget to congratulate our girls basketball teams going to the state. We have the Morristown West Trojans. We have the Granger County. We have Oak Ridge. And we also have Elizabethton. I'm sorry, the Twins going to the state. So congratulations to you guys. We'll make sure we put that out there and go watch some great girls basketball.
Guys, you know, we're going to wrap things up for this week, but we got to talk about sports for kids. We're going to be over at Gateway Ford March 22nd, and we're inviting all the surrounding counties plus Greene County to come out because we're going to give all those basketballs away to the Holston Home for Children. So a great cause. So we want to make sure you get out there and support us. Plus, like last week, you guys both said you need to come and see us.
Right, yeah, come talk to us. Yeah, we'll definitely want to see you out there and bring your balls, and it goes to a great cause, and we'll be there waiting and definitely spend some time with you. And maybe you got some great facts to share with us, or something, sports, something. We'll make sure we try to get that on the show for you.
And I was just going to challenge you, not just bring your balls, bring your game.
That's right.
I'm going to challenge you to a little dribbling contest, see what you got.
Oh, look out. So, we're going to have a great day, great fun, because at Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, Kevin is going to have some prizes, some oil changes, and other things that he'll be giving away. So come on out, meet the crew here, be a part of the show, and for a great cause, guys. Sports for kids. If you have not been to our website, yourhighschoolsports.com, go there, and you'll see our mission statement. It's why we're doing this. It's a great cause, and we want to try to challenge each and every one to bring a basketball. So, like you said, when you go to the court and you go to the playground, you got your own ball.
Got your own
It's
ball.
mine. You can't take it away from me.
What time is the event?
Then we will be there at 5 o'clock on March 22nd. We'll be there to get everything get started and, get there and register. There'll be giveaways all afternoon. So make sure you come on out to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville. Anybody got anything? Closing remarks?
Yeah, I'm ready and exciting for all this basketball coming up and ready for the next show here so we can see what we got going on, and definitely ready for Sports for Kids in 2 weeks. So.
And I'm about ready for a little bit of
baseball.
Yeah.
Yes, make sure you stay right here with Your High School Sports. We'll have all the baseball in East Tennessee coming up in a couple of weeks, so make sure you stay right here. For Chris Levins and Chris Reddick, I'm Roddy Woods. We'll see you next time right here on Your High School Sports.
You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
It's the day, it's finally arrived, it's your wedding day. It's the moment you've been waiting all your life, it's your wedding day.
Ah, your wedding day, that one special day in your life you'll never forget. So let Venture Productions capture all those special moments at your wedding for you to treasure a lifetime. Our approach to videography is one of creativity and excellence. Call Venture Productions for your video services.
It's the moment you've been waiting all your life.